post-UN declaration, do you think indigenous peoples are making progress at the UN?
Yes, I do think that Indigenous peoples are making progress at the United Nations. 100%. The only thing is that people need to know, and I get this question a lot from not only from Indigenous peoples, but also non-Indigenous peoples. Like, you've been going to the UN for quite some time now, and I'm just a rookie compared to the folks that have been going for 40 years plus, you know. So it's all about perspective, context, and have that infinite mindset, not that finite mindset. Let me explain a little bit. When it comes to making progress within the United Nations, I always say that it is a game of making subtle but significant steps, which means that you have to come back every year, every meeting, and make progress, incremental progress. Subtle, like small minor changes, but adds up at the end to some major significant changes in policies, or that will help Indigenous people's communities on the ground. I think that's the perspective that, at least from my point of view. And I try to explain it to people through things that they understand, like game theory, like finite mindset and infinite mindset, or the finite game and infinite game. And Indigenous peoples, in general, throughout time, have been deploying this infinite mindset. That it is that we don't, in Indigenous peoples, we don't say that's a weird way of saying it. There's a reason why we talk about the next 7 generations, you know, and that's an infinite mindset. If you talk about finite mindset, it's like, well, how will it help me tomorrow? And it's not about tomorrow. It's about the day after tomorrow. So that's why it is very important to keep zooming out and plan for an X number of years, and making sure that you keep coming back. And that's something that I keep pressing upon. Like, when I train Indigenous peoples, when they first go to the Print Forum or an expert mechanism, I tell them, well, hey, during the evaluation or a get together afterwards, I'm like, well, keep coming back. You know, it is all about perseverance and discipline, and you need to be doing that. Otherwise, you will lose momentum. And when you lose momentum, it is very hard to get back in and start from the same level that you left. You know, so that's why I really try to attend every possible meeting that I've been participating in. When it comes to human rights, when it comes to climate change, when it comes to oceans, you know, I try to participate as much as possible, because I know that I have this game plan in my mind that can only manifest if you do the work every day or every meeting that you go into that, and that requires a lot of money and resources. So it's sometimes, you know, sometimes, most of the time, I invest my own money to be able to attend those meetings, because most of these meetings are not funded, or they won't fund me, at least. And I'm okay with that, because I'm here to do the work. I like to do the work, and it is about that infinite mindset, trying to get in these peoples to a place. Of course, you want to have in these peoples to have a better life, state of healthcare the next day. Of course, you want that, but you also want to secure that for the next 7 generations. So that's why we are making progress, but depends on how you measure it, and what the time span you use. I use an infinite mindset, and my measurement is I measure things by making subtle but significant steps.